Hello and welcome to Jurassic Reviews. On this episode, we'll be taking a look at my top Kaiju figures of 2019. I originally was going to make this about Xplus Godzilla figures, but since my channel covers more than just that, I thought I should include others, especially since there was one I really wanted to include that's non-Xplus that really blew me away. This was a tough list to narrow down, but I think these 5 are really the ones that stood out to me the most, regardless of what score I gave them at the time. So let's get started. Coming in at number 5 is the NECA Godzilla 1962. This figure came out earlier in 2019, and I think it's the best Godzilla figure NECA has produced so far. It may not be completely accurate, or even accurate as the SH Monster Arts counterpart, but I just really like this one. The head sculpt is just awesome, and it has such a great shelf presence. I believe this was NECA's first Godzilla figure to feature ball joints at the tail instead of a bendy wire, so it also offers greater posability over previous NECA figures. I still need to pick up the new Godzilla 1964 by NECA, as that one looks really good too. This was just a solid release, and I still recommend picking this one up. At the number 4 spot is the Xplus Gigantic Series Godzilla 2019. This was a tough one for me, as my opinion has changed slightly since my original review. I still think the sculpt is beautifully done, and it's one of the best releases by Xplus so far. And it even edged out the Gigantic 89 for me. But the tail issues have been a real thing for people, myself included, and it's something I should have addressed more in my review. I just hope in the future that Xplus can figure out a better solution with their Gigantic Series tails. Issues aside, few figures from 2019 are as impressive to look at as this one. It's such an absolutely massive figure, and its likeness to its movie counterpart is almost spot on. It instantly pops out among other figures in my collection, especially on my new shelf. If you're looking for a figure of the 2019 Godzilla, you really can't do much better than this. At number 3, I have the Xplus 25cm Godzilla 1999. This figure has quickly become one of my favorites in my collection. I originally never planned on getting too many 25cm scale figures from Xplus, but really so many of the new ones they've released in that scale have been phenomenal, and this one is my favorite. I own 2 Xplus 99 Godzillas, the other being the Gigantic, and just by looking at the pictures of the other 99s released, I think this is by far the most screen accurate. I also love the Rick option on this one, with the interchangeable jaw. I feel like this one was a bit overlooked by some of the other bigger releases in 2019, but I think it's up there with the best that Xplus has put out. It also pairs nicely with the new 25cm Orga, which I still need to do a video on. So yeah, this one is great. I really like it. At number 2, I picked the Xplus Yuji Sakai Godzilla 2002. It was a really close call between this one and my number 1 pick. This figure really is perfection. I think I even gave it a 10 out of 10 for my review score. I mean, it's almost a tie with my number 1. It's that good. In terms of Xplus, it's my favorite of 2019. On the Xplus group on Facebook, it was voted Figure of the Year, and this is the one I voted for. I don't think any other Godzilla in my collection has a meaner look than this one. The head looks so awesome, and so does the pose. If there was one Xplus figure to pick up in 2019, this was it. Just pure vinyl perfection. And for my number 1 spot, I went with a Kaiju not part of the Godzilla universe, and that is the Prime 1 Gamera 1999. Ever since I got this figure, I really had just become more and more impressed with it. Its huge size and weight just give it such a commanding presence. This was my first time ever getting anything from Prime 1, and from now on I'm going to be keeping a close eye on what they announce. I've already been eyeing some of their Jurassic Park stuff, just because of how awesome of a job they did on this camera. The textures and details all over the body are amazing, as are the translucent nails. Check out my review on this one if you want to see me go more in depth on this one. I am really glad I didn't pass this one up. It was met with countless delays, but it ended up being worth the wait. It's my figure of the year for 2019. And that does it for my top 5 figures of 2019. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching and see you next time.